Hello everybody, and welcome back to Burrows! Finally got around, gonna play Mark's new update. I'm excited. Mark is, I think the way I would word it is Mark's is my favorite route, but Ken is my favorite of the route partners, because I'm a terrible person, you know. But yeah, I always look forward to every Mark update, so I was curious. We had we had fun time in Nightmare Hotel or Otherworld Hotel, depending on how you want to phrase it. Yeah, that's what happened last time, right? It's been a while. It's been like a year, hasn't it, since Mark's last update? But that's fine. That's fine. Let's see what's gonna happen. There we go. What are we doing? What we got? Eh? Eh? Huh? Eh? Oh. This is a weasel fire little guy and what's happening? Doing some stitches? What's going on? Where are we? Oh well. What does this say? On now to the weather. Our experts have spotted a cold front coming down from the the northeast, bringing with it strong winds and low temperatures. Oh, it's Mark and Gray. Look at them having a good time. Is getting our wound cleaned up and stuff. Okay. All right, bite down on that. This ain't gonna get any easier. If any of those listening are near any windows, you'll likely have noticed a light flurry. Do not be fooled, however, as all the signs of an oncoming blizzard are at play. Damn it. I could have sworn I had some cans of Spam back here. Oh. You're doing good, kid. It just needs to tie it closed and we're done. Crank up those heaters, stock up on canned soup, and cancel any plans for road trips you might have had, because it's bad out there, folks. Oh, well, you know, it's bad in here too, apparently. Soup, of course! I still have some left over from the food drive. Okay, all over, see? You'll still need to keep it covered for the next week or two, okay? No more roughhousing, or I'll give you such hell over the phone that you'll wish all you had to deal with were some stitches. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, we did kind of get roughed up in the other world, didn't we? And for those of you concerned about the upcoming holidays, don't fret! Our experts are predicting clear skies and warmer weather by New Year's Day. Oh? What's his deal, anyway? That marks our final morning report for 1965. Thank you to all of... Eh? Mark slams the radio cabinet with a grunt, swiveling back around to finish whatever it is he's doing. Oh, okay. Mark's a little upsetty. That's okay. That's all right. The Wolverine's question still stands, so I'll return it with an earnest shrug. He's been like this all morning. He's probably just nervous about everything. The trip? You know, with the storm coming and all. I still think you twos are screwy for taking a road trip during the storm of the century. But that ain't none of my business, pal. He extends a freshly ungloved hand and I shake it in return. How did he manage to do precise work with such sweaty palms? Still, thanks for patching me up, Doctor. Name's Emilio? Emilio? Is that how that's pronounced, guys? You can make fun of me in the comments, no worries. No need for formalities. This job was off the books. You are a doctor, right? He starts collecting his supplies while humming to himself, letting my question hang in the air before answering. Sometimes. I do IDs, passports too. Uh-huh. And the car?
You better take good care of her, you hear?
He scowls and turns to Mark, who's using his body weight to try and force an overstuffed suitcase closed.
I know I owe you a favor, but you's got some nerve calling it in this close to New Year's, mutt. It was 2 favors, if I recall correctly. Then this is easily 3. Huh. What do I owe you?
The Wolverine taps a... Oh, he's a Wolverine! Ah. Very good. Taps a claw against his chin as he mulls it over. I take the opportunity to rebutton my shirt and take notes of, take note of Mark's packed job.
Christ, are we taking the whole apartment with us? What? I just wanted to be prepared in case we ended up stranded.
He proudly shows off his handiwork, having used some camping supplies to tie 2 bulging backpacks into a suitcase. If you say so, I'm more concerned with being able to run if... I feel Emilio's eyes on me and Mark, giving me the signal to shut up. Forget it. Looks good. He bares his teeth in a way he must think looks like a smile and grabs his keys. He's trying.
Ready to go? Hold it. I got something to say before you scram.
Mark groans and crosses his arms, tapping his feet impatiently. To my surprise, Emilio turns to me and puts his hands on my shoulders.
Look, Puss, I don't know what you did to end up involved with this screwball, but take my advice. Get the fuck out of Dodge before shit hits the fan. You're a good kid, and you don't deserve whatever hell he's about to drag you through.
What? Mark is fine, right, guys? Yeah, that's right. Please, stop treating me like a child. This is my choice, and I'm going to see it through to the end.
Was it drugs? Sex? Did he promise you money? That's enough. Gray, come here.
I push Emilio's arm off of me and grab my coat. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool effect. I like that. Standing defiantly next to Mark by the door.
I'm warning you, dog. If you hurt another good soul, we're through. No more favors. You're wrong, Doc. This isn't like the last time.
I smile at him, and his eyes brighten.
I'm not running away. I'm finally running towards something. Can't you be happy for me? Happy for you, maybe. But not him. It ain't my place to say, but...
He stops himself and slumps his shoulders.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I won't. I'll get out of your fur.
He folds up his medical tray and shoves it into a briefcase, giving me a final pleading look. I shake my head. He sighs.
Have the car parked outside my office by Monday, or I'm calling the fuzz on you screwballs. Peace.
With that, he reaches in between us to push the door open, and we move to the side, waiting until we hear the elevator door close to breathe out. How do you know that guy, anyway?
Long story. In a city like this, you just always know a guy.
I glance back at his bedroom, wondering how many other skeletons are hiding in his closet. Yeah, I can see that.
Do you really need to know? Can't we just start fresh with this trip?
I want to. I'm just being cautious. He rubs my arm affectionately. I can tell how cold his hands are, even through the thick wool.
Me and him have been involved, okay? I used to party downtown when I was younger, and he's,
He holds his chin, trying and failing to word his next reply delicately.
A part of my past I never properly liquidated.
So he has dirt on you.
Ha! When did you get so perceptive, Sugar?
He ruffles my head fur.
I wouldn't take much. Oh, it wouldn't take much for one of us to ruin each other's reputations. So we do favors like this for each other from time to time. We're at a permanent stalemate, like the 38th parallel. Just waiting to see who dies first.
Great, morbid humor. Just what we need after actually almost dying.
Sorry, it's a bad habit.
Aw. He lights his fourth cigarette of the day, and as the clock strikes 10 a.m.
I'll work on it on the road. Come on, let's get driving before traffic gets bad.
Aw. I take one final look at the apartment I've come to both love and fear as he hauls our bags into the hallway. Every inch of it looks stained with blood to me now, even outside of the nightmare. I wonder how many memories Virgil will try to take from me before we're free. My eyes wander to his open bedroom door again, zeroing in on that drawer. Aww. I feel like we're leaving him behind, too. Aw.
Coming?
Yep. We head downstairs and I catch a glimpse of our ride. It looks like it's about to fall apart, but Mark assures me that it can handle the trip.
It's too bad this has to be our first vacation together.
We could take a real one when this is all over.
When and not if.
I nod. He seems unconvinced.
If you say so, Sugar. If you say so.
Okay. Well, you gotta have confidence, right? This is the worst traffic jam I've ever witnessed. Oh, look at this place. Look at all these cars.
Well, it isn't too bad, considering.
What do you mean? We've been on the same avenue for 20 minutes now.
Patience, Possum. I want to smoke.
I wave my hand dismissively. This is the third time he's offered. Yours is enough for both of us. Can I roll down the window?
If it pleases you.
I turn the crank and immediately get blasted with amplified honks and shouts from angry drivers behind us. Actually, the smoke isn't that bad. I'll deal.
You're learning fast.
He taps his fingers against the wheel, impulsively checking his rearview mirror every few seconds. I'm guessing this is why you don't own a car of your own.
Taxis are cheap enough, and they know the city better than I do.
Even after living here so long? He shrugs.
Maybe the old me would have committed that stuff to memory, but now... I don't know. I only have the energy to focus on what really matters lately. Friends, I would have done anything for a decade ago, are just memories now. I can barely remember their faces.
His eyes dull over. I'll bet they remember you, though. Oh.
Well, they remember that version of me, at least.
A loud honk from behind jolts him back into focus. The traffic ahead has cleared up, and he promptly steps on the gas.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. Given all that's happened lately, I can't blame you.
I can't say it's been easy. You seem to be doing all right, though.
I stop to assess everything we've been through, but he's right. I feel fine. Even after being exposed to nonstop misery and carnage, I don't feel unlike myself. All I can focus on is what's right in front of me, and everything before, now it feels like a dream. It's hard to say, but all of the bad stuff that happened to me doesn't feel real. Almost like it happened to someone else.
I used to feel that way, but ever since I met you, well, I guess it's got me doing some soul searching.
Hopefully for the better, right?
Fingers crossed.
Mark avoids my eyes, scanning the view ahead for any way out of this conversation. The, doctor? Emilio. He did a pretty good job on my arm. Didn't know you Didn't know if you noticed. You seem pretty busy.
Oh yeah? Well, that's good.
Said I should keep it clean and wrapped up for a few weeks, but it should heal fine.
Great!
I can't tell if I'm supposed to keep talking or if he wants a silent car ride. He hasn't turned on the radio either. The snowfall's getting heavier by the minute. Maybe, could be he just, okay, that's what it says. He just needs to focus on the road and doesn't have the energy for a back and forth. Okay. He gets cut off by a truck and curses under his breath. He squeezes the steering wheel hard enough for his knuckles to pop. Are you feeling alright?
Are you seriously asking me that right now?
The light turns red.
Great. Missed another chance to turn. Any other questions?
An answer to the first would be nice.
Here's a better question. Are you prepared for me to say anything other than yes?
I'm just trying to gauge the situation, man. Ever since the day started, you've been...
Irritable? On edge?
Yes.
You don't think that's entirely appropriate given the situation? You know you're the odd one out here. Just because you can bounce back after all of that doesn't mean that I can. You can't expect me to fall in line whenever it's convenient for you.
Stop putting words in my mouth. Why wouldn't I be worried about you? I care about you, asshole.
Well, let me put your mind at ease. I am not doing fine, and I probably won't be fine until I know for a fact that we're done with this fucking rabbit's game once and for all. And until I've put this city a good 100 or so miles behind me, I'm going to be paranoid and looking over my shoulder every chance I get. You know why.
No. Enlighten me.
Because unlike you, I have a healthy level of suspicion about the world around me.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Running off into the city without me, with not so much as a plan or any direction, only to end up in another one of Virgil's traps.
You're blaming me for that?
Oh, but it's okay. This Oleander fella seems friendly enough. Your ex-girlfriend trusts him, so he must be a good egg.
Watch it. According to your own logic, I shouldn't have trusted you either.
No, you shouldn't have.
Do you?
Yeah?
I know he must blame me for getting him involved in this. He has to view me as a burden by now. I'm too afraid to ask. No. Never mind. I'm too hungry to keep arguing in circles like this.
Food, eh?
His stomach growls, and he forces a grimace into a smile.
Let's pull over and grab something to eat. You won't have time once we hit the highway.
Fine by me.
What are you in the mood for?
You pick. He pulls over next to a shiny chrome diner that looks completely out of place next to the row of brownstone apartments on either side of it.
Can't go wrong with a diner.
I nod, not wanting to give him the satisfaction of a smile. Welcome, boys. Sit wherever you like. Someone will be with you in a moment. Oh, well, this is like a old-fashioned diner. Places I don't really go. The place is completely dead, but given the weather, I can't say I'm surprised. We sit at the big booth in the corner, taking seats opposite sides of each other. I'm happy enough to have a big window to stare out that isn't in that matchbox of a car. The snow-covered city looks like an unfinished painting, absent of all color and warmth.
I used to come here after the gym when I was younger. Took swimming lessons at the Y.
Uh-huh. Wait, at the what?
The YMCA.
Oh, right. Cool. He chuckles awkwardly. The waitress sure is taking her sweet time getting us those menus.
Yeah, there's a good pizza joint right across from it, but it always felt counterproductive right after a workout, so I'd walk the extra block over from 14th and, nothing. Sorry. I know you probably don't care.
It's fine.
So you didn't care.
You can keep talking. You're good at storytelling. His expression warms a bit.
Well, I actually found out about this place from this guy. Enrique.
Is that what that says?
No, swore up and down that they had better,
Lac... What is this word? Lackets?
than Russ and Daughters, and I had to see for myself. Enrique was a nut in his own right, but even a broken clock is right twice a day, so I took a risk and it paid off. What he failed to mention is that their blitzins are the real hidden treasure on the menu. Let me tell you, you haven't lived until you.
It's a morning. Sorry for the wait. Mark pauses his story so we can order coffee and, on his recommendation, some cheese blintzes?
Jeez, she probably heard that whole thing, huh?
Probably. So, what's up blintzes?
It's these little Jewish pastries, kind of like an egg roll, only, sweeter.
Egg roll?
You've never had an egg roll? Wait, tell me that what you're imagining before I explain it.
Some sort of rolled up omelet?
Not even close, sugar.
The fur on my neck fluffs up. Even though he calls me that a few times a day, this was the first time it felt genuine. Then, what is it? An egg on a roll?
It's Chinese, but I have absolutely no idea what it is other than an egg.
How about, how are they like Blitzens then?
I guess they're nothing like Blitzens now that I think about it. Is this coffee working? Hello, operator?
He picks up the cup and holds it to his ear, inspecting it as if he were missing an on switch. You're such a goofball. Here, see if mine's working any better. I don't think I need the boost anyway. He shrugs and happily slides my cup over to his side.
0 plus 0 still equals 0, but I'll accept those odds if it means more coffee in my belly.
Our food arrives, and I'm pleasantly surprised by these delightful little pastries. Jewish cuisine is something completely absent from my cultural palate, and I spend the rest of our breakfast asking Mark about other local foods. It seems that, due to the Second World War, there was a large wave of European Jews immigrating to America. Yeah, to the US, New York in particular. Mark didn't go into detail as to why, but it didn't sound like a pleasant story.
Try to imagine it in these glorious pan-Euro mishmash of all of the best breads and pastries all in one place. Bagels, looks,
But God, all of these bread names. I assume these are bread names. God, and I thought the Polish food was the best you guys had to offer. I'm getting hungry again.
We can make a pit stop at Henry Street if you want something for the road.
The moods changed so much in just 20 minutes. Were we really just grumpy because we hadn't eaten yet? Good as that sounds, we should get on the road before the blizzard gets any worse.
Oh, good point.
He sighs and looks out the window, suddenly glum. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're right. Maybe a part of me just assumed I wouldn't be coming back ever again, so I wanted one last hurrah.
Of course we'll be back. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. We just have to keep you away from the city until it's safe.
And when will that be, eh?
I want to assure him, but we both know there's no proof that the game will end after the first. All I have to work with is that premonition and the clues Virgil gave us. We'll just know. Things will be normal again. He gets up and tosses a few crumpled bills on the table.
Maybe. Ready to go?
I'm a little reluctant to head back out into the bitter cold, but there's no point in putting it off. We'll have all the time in the world to enjoy the wonders of the city once this mess is over and done with. Thankfully, traffic lightens up while we were eating, so it doesn't take long for us to leave the city limits. I see the occasional sign flash by, each bearing generic small-town names I'd never associated with New York.
The city is kind of an anomaly when you think about it. Most of New York State is like any other American town. Boring places filled with boring people.
What makes the city so special?
I guess it boils down to luck.
How so?
It just so happens to be where colonialists settled. It just so happened to become a massive trading port. Important people just so happen to be born here again and again.
He sighs and leans back, resting his elbows on the top corner of my seat.
That's gotta be bad luck, right?
It sounds like all positives to me.
On the surface, but with great fortune comes great misery. Someone always has to suffer for everyone else to profit. The colonialists that arrived wasn't a positive for the natives. Trade wasn't a positive for slaves. And the wealthy elite aren't a positive to everyday Joe Schmoes. So the way I see it, New York is one massive, boiling pot of resentment, and unless you're at the top, you've got nowhere to go fast. You're going nowhere fast.
I want to argue more. I want to point out that things don't happen for no reason. Good intentions exist even in the worst of places. So I do. Oh? Oh? Oh. Okay. Well, I think I'll end the part here, everyone. So I'll see you guys around.